Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday.
Today, I would like to complain about some recent mom bragging that left me feeling both shamed and just totally behind the eight ball. Because in this month of July, a parent of another child in my daughter's high school class, they will be seniors in the fall, not right now, they will be seniors. She already got accepted into a school, this child. And, whoa. I mean,
it's a shock to the system, isn't it?
Yeah, I get it. I don't begrudge this mother the, celebration of that, but man, I feel shamed. Why haven't we done anything?
Yeah, those are the parents that you just kind of have to block for the next year. Because they're going to be way ahead of you no matter what you do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is like a rolling admissions thing, huh? Where you
can
start now.
Yeah, Kristen had some people who this time last year had gotten in, and then in the fall you get all the people that are committing to, have been,
they've done early decision and they're...
Yeah, or they've been scouted or whatever they call it.
Recruited for their school.
Oh, it's from here on in, Catherine.
I'm not ready. I'm really not ready. The school year hasn't started. It's 6 or more weeks away.
Aren't all her friends talking about the personal essay and getting all that done? And
well, she wrote one already as part of a class in her junior year.
Yeah.
So she has one banked that she can use or adapt.
Yeah.
And also she's going to camp and she's going to be a captain at camp. So it's sort of like a leader of a group of girls at the camp. And she has to write a speech to deliver during camp. So I said, well, that's good. You can use that probably for an essay if you need it. You can, because she's using, her speech is going to be about her trip to Ecuador.
Oh, cool.
So, she has 2 drafts at least of essays. So that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're about 5% there. Not to make you feel bad or anything.
But, I mean, aren't the due dates in January? I mean...
Well, I don't know, here in California, the state schools and the UCs were in November, I want to say. So, but, that whole application process, they're going to want to know her awards and her extracurricular activities and when and how, and she's going to have to promise her firstborn, and it's so in depth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a good start. She's a lot further ahead than most.
Well, and it's not necessarily specifically about college, just that whole thing, can we not just be happy for another person's child without feeling competitive?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Is
we
the
can't.
System throws you into a whole, nasty cycle of feeling like you're behind the 8 ball all the time.
Right. And not just that system. I mean, it's something that I felt all my parenting life as the parent of kids with disabilities, in that, most of the population is ahead of them on all sorts of things, from milestones to educational goals and all of that. And you want to be happy for people, and logically that there's reasons that the things are the way they are, and there's no need to be defensive about it. And yet still, it's hard. It's stupid that it's hard, but it's hard. You still, hey, look at her, bragging about her kid. It's just not possible to not feel that way, even when it's ridiculous.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And even among parents of kids with disabilities, you still get that. Somebody's getting something somebody else isn't, or somebody's gotten some educational thing, or somebody's not wanting some educational thing because their kid is better than that. It's just like, it seems to be like an ingrained part of parenting that no matter how, good and reasonable you try to be, you can't not be competitive and defensive.
And it starts when they're babies, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
she's walking already? Oh,
Yeah.
like, even though
Yes.
intellectually that every kid is different and blah, 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 but...
Yes.
Oh, it starts with, my child slept through the night.
Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get out of here, because mine
Yeah.
never did.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I mean, I have a friend who I feel is always, always, always bragging on her kids. And when I, can step back, I say, well, why shouldn't she? Why shouldn't she? And also, does she really, or do I just feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I probably do it too, if I think about it. What did I talk about to somebody? You're trying to think of interesting things to talk about, and it's always going to be about good things that happen to your kids. You don't want to be talking about bad things that happen to your kids, because who wants to hear that? Plus, which it's a privacy thing.
Right.
We all want to brag, and then we all resent hearing it. We are very messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And by we, I mean every mother on the planet.
Right. You're definitely not taking...
And probably a good swath of the dads.
Yeah. Yeah, so here we go, I guess, because this college thing is apparently starting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is
And
certainly a flashpoint for this particular situation.
Yeah.
And I am here for you, Catherine. I'm not here to mock, or I'm not here to say,
Thank you.
I told you so. I honestly,
Maybe a
it
little.
is not a fun and easy process, as you know.
I
So, yeah.
do. Oh, my goodness.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, and it'll unfold according to plan.
Yes. Well, she did come back from her trip saying, well, maybe I'll do a gap year. And
Wow.
and so that was another whole little wrinkle. But
Yeah.
but
How are you
no,
going to spin that?
no, she decided not to.
Not
She's
gonna do
already, I sort of thought, she was literally saying that the day she came back. And I
Yeah.
was like, let's give her a few days to, reacclimate to the United States. And then she'll be like, yeah, I think I want to go to college. Like, I don't.
Yes. She remembered there's Instagram.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
we got
definitely.
over that.
And even now, I guess because my son, he wasn't really a very competitive student. And so we just kind of let him do his thing once he finished high school.
Uh-huh.
And when it came to all the parent orientations and the start of the, university, we just kind of were very hands off with that. But my
Uh-huh.
friend, she just went to a parent orientation at her daughter's university, and the parents there were wanting to know what the GPAs were of the other kids. Like, who cares? It's university.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
And they
Yeah.
already got in. Like, it's
I
not.
know.
You get your identity all caught up in this stuff.
Right? I mean, you think, what are these moms going to do after their kid leaves? Oh, well, anyway, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just, I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely some skating parents where I'm like, wow, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, there was one skater where an only child and both parents would come to, almost every practice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just competitions and things, but practices.
Yeah.
And, and now she's going away and she's not skating, and wow,
Oh,
what are
my.
they going to do with themselves? And another one where it was her youngest child, and the mom was always driving her places,
Yeah.
even though she was 17, 18, mom was always driving her. And
Yeah.
so it's going to be very different.
Well, at that point, you got to wonder, is this for the benefit of the child or the benefit of the parents? I
Right.
mean,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
pretty...
But, by the time your kid is college age, you have a lot invested. You know, you have a lot of emotional investment and a lot of, I mean, this is what you've been doing with your life for the past 18 years. This is like an 18-year project. I can understand why you get obsessed with it and why it, you know, even though we can all say, well, you know, it's their life, it's not our life, it's not about us. It is about us, you know? It's like if it were a painting that we had been spending 18 years on, everybody would say, oh, look at what you've created.
Right.
You know, look at what we created.
That's
for better or for worse.
I mean, like we still have a lot, like I think guidance in terms of the direction that they're heading, but the whole helicopter parenting thing just needs to stop.
I don't know.
when they finish high school, in typical circumstances.
Yes,
it just
says
needs.
the person who has GPS on their phones. Okay.
Not my son. He won't let me. He turned it off when he left high school.
Yeah.
He was like, nope, sorry.
Yeah, I won't allow that. If I'm paying for your phone, you're going to keep it on.
And my daughter hasn't said anything. She still keeps hers on, so I'm not saying anything either, though.
Yeah. Maybe she's forgotten.
Maybe she'll forget when she moves to another country to go to college.
Exactly.
Yeah. It can backfire on you, though, because today my daughter didn't come home when I expected her to, and I was kind of yelling about her when she got home. I said, why didn't you tell me you were going someplace else after you took your brother to his thing? And she says, well, I know you were going to look on GPS and find out where I was. So I figured it was okay. So that's where we wind up.
That's where you're hoisting your own petard.
Yep, indeed I am. And I you know what? I think that we're not so much behind the 8 ball when it comes to tracking our kids. So, we're doing that part right.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. It's hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard not to feel emotionally involved. I just absolutely cannot do it. As much as I try and as much as I tell myself, I really do make an effort, but I do still feel like they're my project.
Yeah. And it's
even as they
it's an
take
emotional
over.
Thing. Like it's not a rational.
No, that's true.
Choice.
Yes. Rationally, I can see that it's wrong, and I do try to get them to take responsibility for things, and sometimes they do, and I tell me to bug off, and I try to do that, but other times they're just as happy to have me do all the worrying so that they can just watch videos on YouTube. So, in that case, well, if I'm going to do all the worrying, then you're going to have to do what I say after I figure out what that is.
I don't think, there's always going to be, it's always going to be issues where we think, we should be further ahead. But I think overall, we're just in the right place.
Okay.
You're just where you need to be.
We're better than all those other moms.